The man never expected that letting an elementary school girl punch him just to test her strength would nearly knock him unconscious. Lena threw just one punch, and Jack almost passed out. However, Jack's expression remained calm. Lena, concerned, asked, "Does it hurt?" He immediately replied, "Not at all," and even added that the punch felt like just a scratch to him. That single remark made Lena admire him immensely. She quickly asked, "Can I hit you again?" For some reason, everything Lena touched seemed to break, and this was the first time she had ever met someone like Jack. But Jack didn't want to be hit again, so he quickly explained that he was afraid of breaking her fist with his strength, then put on his shoes and ran away. Jack's bravado came from years of training at a famous dojo. Not only could he defeat his peers, but even those with more experience than him couldn't get the better of him. Jack had always thought of himself as the strongest middle schooler in the county. But today, Lena's appearance shattered that belief. Originally, Jack's master had wanted him to lead new students, but he never expected Lena's strength to be so overwhelming. At first, Jack doubted it, thinking that Lena might have just hit a weak spot by accident. But the next day, when his master took down the dojo sign,
小学2年生に稽古をつけようとして返り討ちにあってしまった。指導者失格だ。私は山にこもる。
Jack truly understood. It wasn't that his strength was lacking, it was that Lena's power was far beyond the ordinary. When Jack finally met up with Lena, he found her upset. She didn't want the dojo to close because, every time she found something fun, it seemed to disappear too quickly. Feeling sorry for her, Jack promised to be her sparring partner from now on. This decision would turn out to be Jack's nightmare. The next time they sparred, Jack realized just how extraordinary Lena's talent really was. On the surface, Jack was her teacher, but in reality, he felt more like her student. Even when Jack went all out, he couldn't withstand one of Lena's attacks. But despite this, Jack kept pretending to be tough, and Lena still thought he was incredibly powerful. They trained together every day until Jack's senior year in high school. That year, Jack had to move away because of his parents' divorce. Before leaving, Jack made a bold decision to say goodbye to Lena. He told her this would be their last training session and asked her to use her full strength so they could finally have a showdown. Jack trained hard, almost every day.
俺の手で生み出したモンスターだ。俺の手で蹴りをつける。行くぞ！2分後、俺はボロ切れのようになり、地に転がされていた。
But Lena still thought he was holding back. Jack swore to himself that he wasn't letting her win, but he still said, as a teacher, I can't use all my strength against my student. After saying those words, they parted ways. When Jack moved to Tokyo, he was recruited by a battle team and became a member. From then on, Jack did his best not to think about his memories with Lena. But when a teammate mentioned Lena's name, Jack was immediately reminded of her. He remembered the last time they ate together, neither of them had recognized each other. Jack started worrying that Lena might eventually figure out who he really was. To prevent that, Jack asked Tony to break up with her so she could join the team. Though Jack was terrified every time Lena's name came up, he was willing to endure the discomfort for the sake of world peace. The three of them arranged to meet, but even though Jack tried to act casual, his hands were shaking. Lena never imagined that her old teacher was now part of the battle team. As Lena recalled their training sessions, she wished Jack would train her again. But to ensure Jack's safety, Tony immediately refused her request. At that moment, Jack decided to face the situation head-on and invited Lena to join the team.